Welcome everybody to the 2025 Roster Wars Awards show. I'm joined by Tyler, the DD champ this year. Uh, Unfortunately, we're down a two-man job this year, and we're missing Sty. He's taken care of a lot more important stuff than what we're going to talk about today. So, we just want to let you guys know that we're still thinking about Sty. We're still always thinking about Sty. He's taking care of other stuff, and so we're going to roll on with just the two of us. But this we're going to dedicate this one to our man Stilianos. All right.
Um, and yes, just wanted to say, miss you, Sty, and can't wait to get you back here next year.
And we're just going to jump straight into it. To be honest, we've got a lot to talk about. It's been a great year in roster wars. So I'm going to start with the first award straight away, and it was the craziest thread of the year. And if anyone's been paying attention this year, they already know what it's going to be. And the award winner is Corbin for his thread. Dude is trying to bang my grandma, and I'm pissed. And this is where the legend of swords started. Corbin, to be honest, I still don't know why he went to Roster Wars to get a little bit of advice for this or to even tell this story. Um, but yeah, it's worth a read. I'll leave the link underneath this one to get the full experience. It's a long post I'm not going to read, but um, the gist of it is that the dude's trying to bang his grandma. And it's just it was very crazy, unexpected, took lots of twists and turns, and it's still talked about today on the forum. So there you go. Congratulations, Corbin, our first award.
Yeah,
I'm just going to hand over to Tyler then. Tyler's got the next award to do.
that was definitely an interesting thread there. um, so I'll start off with the worst trade was done by uh, the Crusaders and Justice. Now, the main thing about this trade, it was Jalen Coker, Brian Thomas, Brian Breesy, Mike Green, and a 28 Pigskins first for Pacheco, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Byron Murphy, and Alex Highsmith, and then some fourth round picks. Now, you look at this trade and it's kind of like, of course, the best player is JSN. And Bill originally did really good getting JSN for Amarian Hampton. But then he goes and makes this trade, and it's kind of like you're giving out a lot of ifs for a young stud wide receiver, or you're getting a lot of ifs and giving up a young stud wide receiver. But when you look at the history of trading with Bill, the funniest thing is the movement of Alex Highsmith. And I think a good wager would be to see how long is it going to be until Alex Highsmith gets traded again from Bill and then traded back to Bill, because the guy moves constantly. I say that because I believe, he's back on Bill's roster. So there was a trade made after this one for Alex Highsmith again. He also traded Brian Thomas back to the Crusaders and Mike Green. So yeah, a lot of moving parts here for Bill. He did give up Byron Murphy too in this deal, so he gave up JSN and Byron Murphy. So not good and very interesting.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020. So at the time, like everyone thought Brian Thomas was good, but he turned out
Yeah,
to be bad, and then yeah, a lot of wheeling and dealing with everyone else involved.
exactly. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what you're doing, Bill. I hope you have a plan for that. Alex Highsmith plan.
So congratulations to Bill, or maybe not so much. The next award is another good one. So we're going on to best article. Obviously, we've got a lot of contributors throughout the year, but we're gonna go for one which gets a lot of engagement, and I think everyone can agree is very high quality. And the award goes to Chris for his Tremors Terrible Tears. It's an off-season article, and it talks about obviously the IDP side of things, and it goes through everyone's team, co collates some rankings from a few different places, and then just talks about breaks them down into tiers, and then tells you how everyone is doing, every franchise is doing. There's a lot of value to that as well. I think he also talks about how many DBs or linebackers or defensive ends finished in the top 10, 20, 50 the year before, and then how many repeat the prior year as well. So there's a lot of sort of good information in there, and then people can obviously have their opinions, and it gets a lot of engagement on the forum, and it's a very well done article. I'm sure it takes a lot of time, but Chris does it, and he's done it every year for the last few years as well. So well done to Chris, and it's really, really good article. We all enjoy, I'm sure.
Yes, I really like his article. Every year I use his article to gauge where my defense is at and where I need to get better, and it's really helpful. So, next award. Now, we call this award the worst person to trade with. And that can mean a lot of things. It can mean like, yeah, either they're just too snarky to make a deal with, or they just don't trade at all, or they continue to send you too many trade offers that are just horrible. This year, the award is going to go to somebody who just decided this year that trades weren't happening. So this trade goes to Carla, who only made 2 trades in the entire year. And a lot, as a fellow DD owner, a lot of offers were just sent back saying, I'm not trading. So I guess congratulations, Carla.
Yeah, consolidating year for the Mayhem. And if anyone has any bad trade negotiations they want to send our way for next year, we're open to hearing from them. We only know about people who are bad at trading from our own personal experiences. So if you have any bad trade stories, then we'll be anxious to hear, and we'll make them the 2026 winner of that award. But yeah, congratulations, Carla. Um, On to the next award, thick and fast. We're going to be the Comeback Owner of the Year award. This is another a very good one to have. Usually means your team's doing well. And this year the winner is going to be Connie and our Badgers. So if no one's paying attention to the Futures League, Connie's not done that great for a couple of years. She's been rebuilding, and in 2024 she had the third worst points forward. So right down at the bottom of PP. But this year, all our tickets have been cashed in, all our young players have hit, and she's now fourth place in the future. She finished fourth place, so a really good season for Connie. After maybe a couple of years rebuilding, and acquiring young talent, acquiring picks, and a fourth place finish is absolutely nothing to be sniffed at. And hopefully she can continue to be a force in the PP, and keep this going strong after a good 2025.
Yeah, good job, Connie. So the next award will go to the Best Thread Award. And this one was Craig with his A1 his A1 thread. Craig calls AI. He asked for help on doing AI for his work, and he calls it A1. And immediately, of course, he gets jumped on about A1 sauce. A lot of jokes in there, a lot of fun stuff. And then Craig realizes his mistake, and instead of it calling it AI, he calls it A and spells the word I, which is even funnier. Then you go through the thread. There's lots of funny stuff. Nick discredits the A1 sauce because if anybody knows meat, it's Nick. He knows everything about meat. And of course, I made a tough guy talk rebuttal to Nick, but then Dan calls it A1, like as in and says it's how you say it in Canada is EH1. But the only guy to actually help Chris or help Craig in the entire thing is Chris, who tries to actually help him with his AI question. So thanks for that, Chris. But the whole thread is just gold. It's just hilarious the whole way through. Yeah. Good job, Craig.
Yeah, it's good. I also spilled out past the joke spilled past the original thread as well. So that's why I thought it deserved a bit of recognition, because now anyone mentions AI, they definitely call it A1 first. So very funny part of 2025, I thought. And we can all laugh at ourselves. On to the next award, on to the next one. So the next one is a good one because it's called the Wait Till Next Year Award. So we often recognise greatness, but here we're recognising someone who's going to be great maybe next year. And this has a good track record. I think in the past, Tyler's been nominated for this one, and then it ended up turning into a good season. And obviously, he's the DD champ this year. But for 2025, the award's going to go to Goon Squad. So Eric and his Goon Squad. And he had a decent year. He was 6-6 and made the playoffs. That's after finishing, I think it was like 2 wins the year before. So he's making a bit of progress. But this Wait Till Next Year award is because he's got a lot of young talent on his roster. And it's just, I'm sure they're going to break out in 2026. You've got guys like Caleb Williams to go along with Patrick Mahomes. He's got Amarian Hampton, Luther Burden, Colson Loveland, the Bears trio, I suppose. So if the Bears have a good season, then so are the Goon Squad. He's got Tyler Warren as well, and he's also got three of the top 5 picks in the 2026 draft, and he's got 4 firsts overall as well. So a great opportunity for him to reload quickly. He's got the 101. He can maybe get Jeremiah Love or whoever he takes. And I'm backing him again to get to the playoffs and maybe take it a wee bit further. So yeah, a young roster loaded up on picks as well. And next year, maybe the year.
Yeah, it's definitely wait till next year award. It's funny to say that though when he has so many Bears on his team, but I guess they're
Could be one and done.
They're on the rise too. Maybe Caleb will throw for over 4,000. Be the first guy to ever do it for them.
He's already their greatest ever quarterback, surely.
Already, yeah, he is. Right up there with Jim Miller. So the next award will go for the Best Wager Award. And I kick myself because I did kind of start this whole Patriots wins thing, but in another thread, I know I did. But Jim pretty much like rinsed everybody on this when he picked the Patriots to win 11 or more games. And he even got a Patriots fan in Tim, who's no longer with us, but Tim even bet against him, which is like mind-blowing. In the end, with all the pot, Tim got 6 guys to win a pot of $150. So it's always good to bet on the Patriots. And, we're going to see them in the Super Bowl. So it's going to be fun to watch them win the Super Bowl. And then, do it again next year. And everybody loves it. Ross is the one who's really, really excited to watch them win the Super Bowl. So
absolutely not.
He told me that off screen. He's trying to deny it now. He told me off screen, I really want them to win. So
you can't prove it. There's
good
no
job.
way.
Well, it's my word against yours.
It is a great call by Jim, though. Everyone thought he was just being that stereotypical Pats fan who just overrates his team. And to be honest, the only reason they're there is because of the teams they play. So let's just get that straight.
Oh
But
my
secondly,
God.
it was a good call by Jim to recognise that and recognise that his team were going to get over 11 wins. So yeah, look, six people take up the bet. That's got to be a record for Roster Wars, I'm sure. He's rolling in the bank, but maybe we'll find out next year, and we'll bet the under again, and next year we'll win when they come crashing back down to earth.
Well, they get 2 wins every year against the Jets, so
Yeah, I don't really see that turning around as well. So at least that's what 2 wins that they're banked in for. Yeah, that's
yeah,
it. That's the maximum they're getting.
2 bye weeks there, and it's pretty fun.
I wish I could rebut that. There's nothing I could say. Where the Jets are terrible and they will always be terrible. So I can't
What's
say
going to
anything
be
against
worse
that.
is when Robert Saleh turns around the Tennessee Titans in like maybe a year, maybe 2, might take 2 years, and everybody's be like, Jesus, what is wrong with the Jets? And it's like your owner, but okay.
Joe Douglas is getting interviews as well, but that's not what we're here for. We're not here
Right.
for to bash the Jets. As always, everything turns into bashing the Jets, doesn't it?
I
We're
mean,
not
we
here
pretty
for
much
that.
bashed the Jets on every single one of these awards if we really wanted to.
Yeah, let's not do that. I don't think I'll be back next year if we did that. Um, okay, let's move on then. Let's move on very quickly. Another good one, the best post. Um, so there's a few different contenders for this one, but we're going to go with a good one. We're going to go with the winner is Brad. So Brad had a funny rant, I suppose, earlier in the season, just shortly after RFA, when people were having to drop their 0 year players for free. There was a deadline, and the deadline was missed by Tom. And then Brad went on a funny rant. I can't read it out. It's a great post. I'll leave the link below so that you can all go down and read it. But it starts with a gift saying, "This is bullshit," and it ends in a call to arms saying, "No special rules for the ruleless." And it's a great post, and it's quite prophetic as well because obviously Tom missed the deadline for dropping his players, and they had moved the deadline because of the time zone confusion. That actually got a rule change this year in the January owners meetings, um, and Tom ended up winning the championship, didn't he? So imagine what would have happened if he was forced to keep all those 0 year players on 1 year deal. We might not have had the same roster wars champions. So yeah.
Yeah, so Tom gets an asterisk for the win. And we all know that the real winner of our W is sitting right here.
Yeah, get that name change. It's not just DD champ. Yeah, the real champ.
No asterisks. Uh, all right, so uh, that's a joke, by the way. Don't get all upset, Tom. Um, now we have the Thelma and Louise Award, which is a little different this year because we had the second like swap, team swap, and the last ever team swap that we'll ever have, where Greg changed teams from the TT, came to the DD, and Tom, we already talked about, went over to the TT. Tom took over Greg's team, and as we said, won it all. And Greg took over Tom's team and stripped it down to become pink. So technically, he kind of went from the TT division winner to pink of the main league. But in doing that, he almost got a clean sweep of the 2027 first round. He's just waiting on Ian to budge. But yeah, way to jump off that cliff, Greg.
He's definitely penciled in for the wait till next year award for next year, because that's 11 picks in the first round is crazy. It's crazy. I hope he tries to get the 12th. Give up everything. Give up your whole team just to get the 12th, so it'd be cool to pick 12 first round
Yeah,
picks in
I
1 year.
don't know if he has anything left. It
Give up the
depends on how
29,
much
20,
Ian
29, 20, 30 picks.
yeah, it depends on how much Ian likes Cam Ward. I think he still has Cam Ward, but
That's a team. That's a team. Cam Ward, and then all your 2027 first round picks. There you go. It's the championship in 2028, I'm sure.
then again, like under Robert Saleh, Cam Ward is going to become, top 5 quarterback in the league.
Well, I hope so. He's on the Unicorns as well, so I definitely hope
Unlike
so.
Zach Wilson, who couldn't do it under Slay for some reason.
Right, that's the last of the Jets chat. I promise. I promise that's last of it.
This Jets
So,
chat was just kind of spur of the moment, guys. I just threw this on Ross. He had no idea I was going to do this. But
okay, it beats the Packers chat, to be honest. That's what roster wars feels like. It's just Packers and Patriots and Jets maybe. That's about it.
well, yeah,
But yeah,
I think every thread turns into a Packers chat. This will probably we mentioned the Packers now, so it already has turned into a Packers chat. So
okay. Well, we've got our final award of the evening, the afternoon, whenever you're watching this, and it's one that is the most valuable owner, the most valuable trophy, I suppose, of the year. And I'm going to go rogue on this one. We don't like to give awards to ourselves, but I'm going to give the most valuable owner to Tyler this year. I think he's very deserving of it, even though he'll disagree himself. Obviously, he's a very integral part of Roster Wars, very active on the forum. And he gives a lot to the league. This year, he was the first year in the main league, and as we can see, he was a DD champ as well. So he's always active on the forum and trading as well. So he's always trading to make his team better. And if he trades to make his team really bad 1 year, like we did see in the futures, you bet that he's going to trade his way out of that and trade himself into a contender. And yeah, he adds a lot to Roster Wars. I think he's great to be around, and he's got a very unique sense of humour, and I think he adds a lot to the Roster Wars awards show as well. So we're great to have him here. He also has the Rookie podcast, which you should look out for as well in the next few months. So yeah, he's you can't talk about Roster Wars without talking about Tyler. And I think this year, for his usual standards, and then adding on top of that his championship and DD and his first year in the main league, I think I'm going to give this year the most valuable owner to Tyler. So do we have a speech? Do I have a speech from the winner?
believe it or not, I'm not a man of many words. Yeah. Thanks, Ross. I mean, I didn't know Ross was doing this. He sprung this on me this morning while we were setting up. I just like to talk. Half of you like to hear what I say, half don't. Some guys don't understand what I'm saying. Nick thinks I have an accent. I don't know. Maybe I do. Yeah, it's an honor. Thanks a lot, Ross. I just try to, I love roster words. I just try to do what I can for the league when I can, and be active. So there's many deserving other guys, though.
Yeah, there definitely is. That's the thing about Roster Wars, and to be honest, the person who deserves it every year is Andy for creating Roster Wars and continuing to run it.
Exactly.
And we all love being a part of it. So many deserving players, many deserving owners, and that puts a wrap on the Roster Wars Awards show, and this hopefully puts a wrap on the 2025 season. And we'll hope to see you back for next year and making Roster Wars great, as it is every single year.
Thank you, guys. Great season.